All right. Take 6. Welcome. I'm inviting you to be a beta viewer. That's sort of like the editor and beta readers that I'm waiting on to do their mischief with Scuttlebutt from Scuppernong Cove, christening Leena too. While we wait, I'm beginning to build the process of how to go about being this authorpreneur. I think you remember a couple weeks ago I shared a little ditty about a young fella at the copy center that quizzed me with 1,001 questions about what it is to be an author, how do you get an agent, and how do you become an authorpreneur. Of course, I more than happily shared my wisdom with him. Anyway, the point is, it got me to thinking about a time about 5 years ago that I was on a cruise. And I was sitting in the bar, the Crystal Cove bar, and this lady sitting across from me struck up a conversation. And of course, it got to the point where she asked, "What do you do?" And at the time, I was writing freelance articles for community newspapers, so very fluffed up. I said, "Oh, I'm a writer." She looked at me. She said, "I'm expecting all kinds of reactions or whatever." And she looks right at me and says, "My husband is a writer, or was a writer." I was just dumbfounded. Okay. And she goes, "He died before he could finish his book. He died about 3 chapters short." And I just didn't know quite what to say or how to follow through it. She says, "Well, I know I can finish it. I know what he was trying to do. I know what he was trying to write. But I don't know how to get started." And of course, here I am sitting there trying to grab for any wisdom. And if you know me at all, you know that I'm never at a loss for telling a story or passing along a little tidbit of wisdom. Ha ha ha. Anyway, I said, "Well, I'll tell you what. I'll let you in on a little secret. I have what I call creative time. And creative time is, in most other people's lives, procrastination. But for me, that is my creative time. When it comes time to write, and I don't know what to write, I usually sit down, I open up a Word document, and I just begin to type why I don't write, what I don't know to say. I'm at a loss. Will the people I'm going to share this with like it, etc., etc., etc. And it goes on. It goes on. Sometimes a sentence, sometimes a line, sometimes a page, sometimes a lot of pages. Then all of a sudden, in kicks that creative time. And I begin to actually write what I wanted to say. And before you know it, I'm rambling along and doing pretty good. That's when I stop. I go back, delete all the stuff I wrote before, give it a title, and then turn right around and save it. Now that it's saved, I can begin to really get to work. Well, she thought that was pretty good, and must have thought it was pretty good. She turned around and bought me a goose on ice, and that was, at the time, that my favorite cocktail. Anyway, it got me to thinking. So I came up with my own little list of things to do, or how creative time gets turned into actual written words. Here, I got to remember where I wrote. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Anyway, all right. Well, let me read this out loud to you. Okay. All right. First, you get up, you grab a cup of coffee. Then you open up that new Word document. You lean back, you sip on the coffee, you stare at the monitor. Then you open your Facebook page and check all your posts. Now you got to remember, all those posts provide a lot of inspiration, a lot of good stuff to write about. Then you repost the daily videos. I don't do cat videos, but I got a friend that does horse videos. Yeah, I really don't share, but I love watching them. You share a post or two, then you look at that Word document again. It's just staring at you right there in your face. Then you give it a name. You go ahead and give it a name. You save it as a tentative title. Then you stop for a second, do some research. You got to go to Google and start looking for stuff. And of course, you find something interesting that has nothing to do with what you're trying to write, and that'll keep you bothered for a while. You let your mind wander on that. After all, that is creative time. Uh, you discover your title is good to go when you finally look it up on Google. You feel relieved. You return to your Word document. You type Chapter 1 under the title. You check your emails, you check Twitter. Let's see what else I wrote down here. You think I'm kidding about this? This may not be exactly, but this is pretty darn close to what a day goes by in trying to write. Okay, you go back to the Word document and you just stare again. Inspiration is sure to come, and it will. You finally put down a sentence or two. You check your spelling. I personally run it through what's called Grammarly, which is a wonderful grammar program, spelling check program thing. You close the Word document. You feel proud that you began. And now you return back to creative time. Now, I hope that what I'm joking about, that you had a little chuckle with the idea of what we're doing, because that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do with the stories that I'm writing. And, I am writing a series of 4 on it, and we'll tell you a little bit more about that in a little while. In the meantime, check in on me, check once in a while. I'll, post this, and we'll see what your opinions are on my camera presence. Anyway, thank you very much. Fair winds, smooth sailing, and happy landings. Carl. Bye.